Welcome to 10 Most Commonly Asked Questions About Numerology. My name's Ann Perry, and I am happy to present to you question number 1. What exactly is a life path number, and why is it important that we understand what it is? So your life path number is the most important number on your chart. It's the heavy, right? It's the one that you're going to feel the most. It's in front of your face all the time. It's tripping you up. It is something that's going to identify your opportunities, your challenges, and most importantly, the lessons that you chose to learn in this lifetime. You see, you chose your date of birth. You chose strategically all of the numbers that were placed into your date of birth to bring forward lessons that you agreed to learn in this lifetime. So it's sometimes called the destiny number. It is quite often called the life purpose number. And it often will identify what we're academically well suited for. I love this because there's no guesswork. When we know what our life path number is, we know what we're well designed to do. So it identifies our core needs, things that we need above everybody else, for example. So for example, maybe you have a life path number of a 1 that says, I need to be a leader. I need to be creative. I want to be original. But if you have a life path number 4, you're somebody who needs structure. You need routine. You need to be able to have plans in place that you'll feel really secure, because security is very important to you. So each number from 1 to 9, and the master numbers, of course, create a very different experience, but it's intended that way because you chose the experience. You chose the lessons that you wanted to bring forward with you. So it identifies those core needs that are so important to us, but it also identifies our strengths and our weaknesses. And I love the fact that it's fixed and unchangeable. You know, the date of birth is what it is. There's no changing it. It is what it is, right? So anything that comes from the date of birth creates a lesson. So we'll be looking at, today we're looking at the life path number, which is the big lesson. And then later on, we'll be looking at the birthday number, which is the sub lesson related to the main lesson, which is your life path number. Okay, so how is your life path number calculated? So there's a lot of discrepancy around this. So I want to set the record straight on this. Your life path number equals the sum of your month and your day and your year, while reducing this to a single digit or a master number. So first of all, we would add up the digits in your month, and then we're going to reduce that to a single digit or master number. Then we're going to add up the digits in your day of birth, reduce that to a single digit or master number, and then we're going to add up the digits in your year and reduce that to a single digit or master number. So, here's an example, a life path example of March 25th of 1959. So we know that March is the 3rd month, right? So we're going to put the 3 here. We're going to take the 25th day and we're going to add 2 plus 5 together. That comes down to 7. When we add 1959 together, it comes up to 24, and 2 and 4 equals 6. Now we're going to add the 3 plus the 7 plus the 6, and we're going to come up with a life path number of 16-7. So this is really important because, you know, commonly many numerologists believe that we just add the numbers straight across. Well, yeah, okay, if you just want to kind of crack the door open just a little bit, it's going to get you your life path number of 7 in this case. But it's not going to get you the sub-lessons, the correct sub-lessons. So stick with me if you really want to know what's going on in your chart, because I'm not going to let it go at just opening the door just a little bit. I want to blow this door open so you really get an understanding of what the heck you're here for, what you're supposed to be learning. So your life path number, in this particular case, it's my life path number, and it's a 16-7. So I know that when I look at this, I recognize that my sub-lessons are related to the 1 and the 6 to make me the best 7 I can be. Okay, now what's really important about this is not only do I identify clearly with the energy of the 1, that's learning how to be independent, learning how to be creative and confident, and the 6 is learning about balance. It's also learning about responsibility. What is my responsibility? What isn't my responsibility? And the 7 is learning how to trust. But this brings in the karmic debt, okay, which we discover in another course that I'm offering, a free course called Do I Have a Karmic Debt? So you may want to explore that a little bit further. But the 16-7 tells me I have a karmic debt that I'm working on. Now, let's just take a look at this a little further. Common miscalculation. Had we taken my date of birth and added it straight across, 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 9, that would equal 34. So that would mean that my sub-lessons would be related to the 3 and the 4, so I can be the best 7. It doesn't identify the fact that I have a karmic debt, you know, and I'm paying back for that dearly. And trust me when I tell you, I know I'm paying back for that one. So, you know, it just doesn't make sense to me. The 3 relates to me having to learn how to communicate. I clearly have no issues communicating. That is not a problem for me, okay? And the 4 is about stability and process. Well, I build courses, I do videos, I teach all the time. That sort of thing is not difficult for me. So the 3 and the 4, doesn't work for me. But the 16-7 really does. So that kind of sealed the deal for me on the teaching of Matthew Oliver Goodwin. This is where this theory comes from. And Matthew Oliver Goodwin was the one that taught us to break down each component to the date of birth separately so that we can get the correct sub-lessons. So that in itself is very important. But the other thing that's very important is if by chance you happen to be born on the 11th day or the 22nd day, those are master numbers. They're big indicators of big lessons that you've chosen to learn in this lifetime. Okay? So if we add the date of birth straight across, we're not illuminating, we're not allowing that day of birth to stand out. That's one of our core numbers, which we'll be talking about in another video. But that is one of our core numbers. So it's really important that we add the date of birth up separately, okay? And that way you're going to get your correct sub-lessons. Okay, let's take a look at a common miscalculation here. So notice what can happen here when we don't break down our numbers individually. Done correctly, this equation for March 12th of 1940 is going to look like this. 3 for March, the 12th day, add that together, 1 and 2 equals 3. 1940, 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 4 is 14, and 1 and 4 equals 5. So now we're going to add the 3 plus 5 equals 11. So the 11 is a life path number, which is a master number 11. So it needs to stand out because, you know, the master number 11s have a very intense journey. They have very distinct lessons and whatnot, and it really, when you're an 11, you know you're an 11, okay? So it's important that we add this up correctly, because it holds significant value. But if we had done this incorrectly and we had just taken this date of birth and added it straight across, so 3 plus 3 for March, plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 9 plus 4 plus 0 equals 20. Well, a 2 plus 0 equals 2. A 2 life path number is vastly different from an 11 life path number. Okay, so this is just an example of where this can happen. And again, had this person been born on the 11th day or the 22nd day, once again, it doesn't allow that day of birth, which is a sub-lesson that we need to recognize. It doesn't allow that to shine if we add the numbers straight across. So, where can you learn more? Well, you can go to my website at annperrynumerologist.com and /resource page. I've got all kinds of information there. All the numbers from 1 to 9 and the master numbers, they're all in there, so you can explore them a little bit further. You can check out my YouTube channel. I've got all kinds of really great informative videos there. Really hope that you'll go on there and subscribe because I've got new videos coming up all the time. Of course, I've got my Facebook group. That's my Ann Perry Numerologist Facebook group. If you happen to be a Master Number 11, I also have the Master Number 11 portal and the membership as well. And of course, I've got all my courses. Some of them are free, some of them are a very small amount of money, but you can check them out on my website at annperrynumerologist.com. So, what else is happening? What's coming up? Question number 2 is going to be, what is an expression number? So I hope you'll join me in my next video as we discover the expression number and how does that differ from the life path number. I'll see you soon.